Hello YouTube. As you can tell, I've got my camera in handheld mode, being I'm holding it with my hand and pointing it at my face. It's been a while since I did a room tour. In fact, it's been over a year since I first started my channel. So I thought today I'd do a little room tour for you guys. As you can see, we're in my room. I got a little Jake and the Neverland Pirates on my Xbox One behind me. That's because my kids were in here helping me. Just a little tracking shot for you. Not really. So, without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to flip my camera around. Alright, so we'll start over here. As you can see, we got an Atari 2600 box up there, the Junior. I've actually got the Junior system as well. It's in my next pickup video. I'll give you a little preview of that. This is my Blu-ray collection. I've just kind of got it all stacked up. That shelf that it's on, I'm really worried about because it's a cheap shelf, but for now it's holding. And sorry if this video is a little dark. There's my N64 collection. Obviously no top labels or anything there, but I don't know, I got about 70 or 80 of those of N64 games, somewhere in that area. Here's my Genesis collection. I don't actually have a count on that, but that's the entire collection. We'll go in a little bit closer. Sorry about the light, it's just not much light over here in this corner where this is at. As you can see, NHL games, of course, some of my favorite Genesis games. No, in my opinion, no better hockey game has ever been released. This is my guides collection. It's a lot of Final Fantasy guides and a few others mixed in. Let me bend down. Oh, my knees popped. And then the last little bit. Shadowrun is there, if you can see it. It's my favorite Genesis game of all time. If you ever get a chance to play Shadowrun or pick it up, definitely do. It's a little pricey these days, but well worth it. Awesome RPG, cyberpunk RPG. I prefer the Genesis version over the Super Nintendo version. I just think it's a better version. Some people may disagree, but you know, that's my opinion. There it is. It's actually on that shelf. Sorry, right beside, you know, Shaq Fu, the transcendent game that you can't classify in any category. All right, so here is some stuff taking up room. It's an old computer of mine. I use it kind of. I got some emulation stuff on it. I barely ever use it. As you can tell, it's not even hooked up right now. Then I got a Nintendo 64 steering wheel. I actually have two of these, and they take up so much room. It's ridiculous. But, you know, I got them in lots, so I still have them because nobody wants that. Alright, so moving over here, this is the top of my next shelf. And you see there's some Avengers, little Avengers characters. Probably hear my son jumping up and down outside the door. There's my original Star Wars VHS trilogy, the Star Wars trilogy on DVD, a Star Wars lunchbox, which is actually filled with Game Gear games, because I don't feel the need to display Game Gear games. It's a 300 DVD set that I got at a yard sale for $1. It's got the Spartan helmet in it. Then this is from the Hellboy Blu-ray, Hellboy 2 Blu-ray release. It's an awesome little figure. I wish it lit up. Put a little LED in there maybe and it'll light up. It's pretty cool. Alright, so on to some of my box stuff. This is a little container of GBA games, because I don't really play GBA games, so I just stick them in a little container. That's a Game Boy Color in box. It's actually a purple box, but my yellow Game Boy Color's in there. It's an EA Sports 4-way play for the Genesis. That's actually a 3DS XL box, my 3DS XL box. Then my N64 boxes. We'll zoom in here on that. These are all complete for the most part. WCW, NWO is like in bad shape. The rest of those are in pretty good shape. NASCAR 99 is in god-awful shape, just horrible. But it's a box. And then I got a couple of keep cases for Blast Corps, War Gods. Then here's some of my Game Boy Advance boxes. Super Mario Land 2 is complete. Final Fantasy Legend 3 is complete. Final Fantasy Adventure is complete. Final Fantasy 4 looks like it's sealed. It's a reseal, but everything's in there. Rugrats in Paris, I know everybody's after that one these days. And then a Pokemon Pinball, which is just box only. I don't have the game. I just bought the box because it was like $2 on eBay. Then I have a real problem with buying Game Boy Advance SPs. As you can tell, I have 4 different colors here. This yellow one here, this is actually the SpongeBob one. And it's in really awful shape. Somebody like scratched it up and then painted it yellow. And I can't get the paint off no matter how hard I try. Of course, the original Game Boy Advance. Blue Game Boy Pocket, which I picked up really cheap at a yard sale. This is a yellow Game Boy, original Game Boy. I need to get something to get another faceplate for it, so I'm looking for like a random Game Boy. Alright, so I'm going to pause here because somebody just turned out the light in my room. Alright, and then the original DS with stickers all over it that I haven't cleaned up yet. Still got the price tag on it, actually, what I paid for it. So I got that. Just kind of add to the Game Boy / DS collection. Alright, now on to this. This is, of course, Sega Saturn games. The Lost World, Street Fighter, what is that? Starfighter, Tomb Raider, Virtua Fighter 2, Battle Arena Toshinden, and NBA Jam, which is in a DVD case with a fake printed label. This is some of my loose Game Boy games. There's a few Pokemon in there, Final Fantasies. What is that? Oh, that's just some DS games that I got in a lot one time. Then I have some box SNES. My cleaning goods, of course, are here too for cleaning my games. Alright, so box Super NES. Right there. It's all my box Super NES. I picked most of those up at a yard sale. I actually got Zelda. They gave me that one for free because it didn't have the game with it. So I was like, yeah, cool, take it. And then, of course, the two you saw on a recent pickup video that a buddy gave me that are empty. This is a bunch of manuals. There's a Power Glove manual, Control Deck manual, a Zapper manual, and then a bunch of game manuals for games. So I actually have some of the boxes. I need to put them in there. Just haven't yet. Alright, and then my box NES stuff. So you've seen this in recent videos, so I kind of just go through it real quick. That's Ghosts and Goblins on the end, if you can't tell. And a couple more Game Boy boxes that are empty because I don't have the games. Somebody, you saw that in my pickup video, somebody gave me those. Game Gear box, you saw that in my pickup video. Then some more NES box stuff. All these are, they're not all complete. Some of them are complete. Genesis Gamepad, 2 NES Max boxes. So there's some. That Final Fantasy there is very complete. Excellent. These are keep cases for some of these that I got from Chuck at Game Trader 2. It's Maniac Mansion through Bionic Commando. It's just keep cases. RBI Baseball's an actual box. Star Force box. I've got the game on the way to go in that one. That's the one empty one I have. There's NES Cleaning Kit and Hogan's Alley. That's actually my Famicom adapter version of Hogan's Alley that's in there. So, you know, it's a nice one to have. If you ever run across a Famicom adapter, they're actually a little more valuable than just the game by itself. Alright, here's my Sega Master System collection. It's pretty simple and plain. Of course, there's not that many Master System games that were released in the US. Covelius is a newer one I got. You may have seen it in a recent pickup video. That's actually a pretty valuable game. I mean, $25 range, but I got it for like $8, so that was a great pick. Double Dragon, which is supposed to be really good on the Master System. I haven't checked it out. And a couple more Black Belt and Afterburner at the bottom there, in case you can't tell. Here's my very small Laserdisc collection that goes with the Laserdisc player that I got recently. That's a Zelda Ocarina of Time t-shirt that I got when I pre-ordered Zelda Ocarina of Time at KB Toys way back in, what was it, 96 that came out? 97? 98 maybe? I don't know. I can't remember when it came out, but I got that as a pre-order. I wore it a few times. It's a little yellowed from being stored. Here's some Game Boy cases that I have. I think that one's actually full of Game Boy and games and stuff, so I'm not going to open it. It's no reason to. I'm not that interested in Game Boy. I just grab what I see. Then on the bottom there, which you can't see at all, there's like a DS holder and a Game Boy Advance case. Alright. If anybody that has a game room knows that there are always extra cords everywhere, this is my extra cord pile. There's a lot of boxes and just junk, couple bags just full of cords. That bottom box actually holds the styrofoam for an NES action set, just the bottom part of the styrofoam. I got that at a yard sale with an NES, but there was no box, unfortunately. Okay, over here, let's start here. Sorry for the focus issues here. Alright, so focus. Alright, so here's my first NES shelf. This is alphabetized. Luigi hat on top, Equilibrium poster, LXG poster, which is a horrible movie, but I love that poster. Pirates of the Caribbean poster, a very tall Star Wars Stormtrooper, and a Hellboy poster on the wall there. It's actually Hellboy 2. So this is my NES shelf. I have 461 NES carts. That's counting a couple of variant doubles that I have. This is like I said, this is alphabetized. This is where the alphabet starts. As you can see, there's some unlicensed games sitting in here. Sorry, I'm not giving you a view of all the games. I have to bend down all the way to the bottom, but that's the bottom of the shelf. I'm not going to bend down there. Sorry, guys. And then we move over to another shelf with more games. So that's 3 shelves. And then actually I got to come back around because when I alphabetized I didn't think that my shelves wouldn't fit. That was not smart. This shelf actually has a stack of Xboxes and some other stuff that I need to put away on top of it, a box and some books. But anyway, here's this NES shelf. This is actually a pretty difficult game to find. I got it in a lot. It was very cheap. If you watch my Epic NES pickups, you'll see that when I got that. Very, very cheap. So that's my other shelf. And then I got a little more NES. There's an old laptop that I use sometimes for different things. There's my 3DO sitting on the shelf on the top of this bookshelf. And then the last of my NES games, all 461 of them. Some GameCube controllers, my Xbox One controller. This is where I shoot my videos at, over in this corner here. There's an NES Max controller, Power Glove, Commodore 64 box. TV I play my retro stuff on. You can see the Master System, a GameCube. There's actually a Sega CD, Sega Genesis combo behind there. And this is a cool thing. I don't know if you haven't watched my videos for a while, you probably haven't seen this, but this is a Capcom Fight Stick. And this was actually for use on the Nintendo, the NES, or the Super Nintendo, so that's pretty cool. And then actually my Commodore is not in the box. I don't want to set it up there, so there's the Commodore. It's in great shape, works good. Just get a little fuzzy picture because I don't have a good cord for it. There's a preview of my next pickup video. Oh, don't look. Alright, and then we're going to go over here. This is my console shelf. Here's all the stuff I have that is like doubles. That's a broken NES. There's another TV that I don't use anymore. Here's my console shelf. Well, part of it. There's a lot of consoles spread throughout this room. There's my Famicom, Super Famicom. Sega Genesis with power base converter. PlayStation 3 controller, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 Slim, PlayStation 1 Slim, PlayStation 2 Slim, PlayStation 2 Original, PlayStation Original, of course. My SNES Mini, my SNES, my old Wii. That's a Sega Saturn. At the bottom is an empty shelf where the GameCube goes, but it's sitting over there near my TV because I was playing it. Dreamcast, Genesis 3, my NES. There's a dog bone controller on top. You'll see why if you haven't seen my pickup videos. Nintendo 64, got the weird expansion pack in it. Another Nintendo 64 Jungle Green with the actual normal expansion pack. And a Nintendo 64 Fire Orange with a normal expansion pack. And then there's a bunch of controllers sitting in there with them. I got a ton of N64 controllers. Alright, so we'll head back over here across the room to... This is actually the corner where I shoot my videos. There's my chair I sit in. And there's... You'll see on the floor here... There's my Final Fantasy HDD for PlayStation 2, Final Fantasy 11. And the floor here's a bunch of stuff that I just haven't organized yet. A bunch of like disc-based games, some DS cases full of DS games, some bags and things that I've got full of cords. Alright, so here's my PS1 collection. It's decent. I mean, I don't have anything that's super rare. I have a couple. There's Lunar, but it's not totally complete. As you can tell, it's okay. And there's some more. And then there's some PC games and stuff mixed in. Some DS games, 3DS games. There's some 3DS and DS stuff. And at the bottom is my GameCube collection. I'm not going to be able to show you all that. Then we'll just flip across. If you can't see, that's Xbox games on the bottom shelf. There's actually some PSP games over there in the corner, but it's very dark here. I'm sorry about that. Let this focus. Alright, some more Xbox games, and then it starts some Xbox 360 games. We'll go in depth on those. Here's my Dreamcast collection. It's not huge by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a decent collection. Some more manuals. My Hyrule Historia is hiding over there in the corner. Borderlands 2 manual, Mass Effect 3 guide, actually. I'm saying manual. And there's Twilight Princess GameCube hardbound edition manual, and then a Metal Gear Solid manual that I had since the game came out when I bought it. Here's my SNES collection, and actually the only TurboGrafx 16 game I own, Keith Courage, which came with the system when I bought it years ago. There's a couple manuals on top, one's for Ocarina of Time, actually. So there's my SNES collection. Some of my more rare SNES games. Chrono Trigger's over there. Final Fantasy 2 and 3 are over there in those cases. There's a broken Nintendo DS. And as you can see behind there is a lot of my PS2 games, and then on top some more PS2 games. SNES mouse there for Mario Paint. I really love the PS2, and if I can pick up a PS2 game for $1 or $2, I almost always do. Alright, on top you've got the Nintendo carrying case, a complete NES Advantage in-box Arkham Horror game. That's supposed to be really awesome. I haven't played it yet, but I picked it up really cheap at Goodwill. Genesis 2 in-box. That's actually empty. My Genesis 2 is on my Sega CD. There's a GameCube Indigo in-box. That's Hero Quest for the Commodore tape system. It's a cassette tape game. Killzone 3, a roll of toilet paper. I don't know why that's in here. Alright, and my TV. This is where I play most of my newer games. That's a, I don't know, I can't remember, 55-inch. It's a 4K TV actually. I bought it a little while back on clearance. There's my Xbox One, my stereo receiver, and my Laserdisc player that I got a while back. There's my 360. If you can see it, there's my PS4. I put a lot of controllers in this drawer. There's my old Kinect. And then my PS3's over there hiding. And of course Rob. My wife hates Rob. She wants me to throw him away. It ain't happening. Cable box, of course. There's Destiny, which I never get to play. Boba Fett figure, which is really cool. There's my Wii U gamepad. It just charges in here. My Wii U's on my living room TV. Alright, up top, we got Duke Nukem 3D hiding in the back there, and then my PC big box stuff. Neuromancer, which I got for $3 at Goodwill. It's a really cool game. I wish I could play it, but I don't have a disk drive that'll play it. My Descent series, Descent 3 games and expansion pack, 11th Hour, 7th Guest, Wing Commander 3, then my Diablo 3 collector's boxes. I don't have the games or anything else in there. It's just collector boxes Chris Limp gave to me. Zelda Skyward Sword collector's edition box. I've got the game and everything, of course. Star Fox 64 in box complete, and an X-Men tin that I got with a t-shirt. This is my 3DO stuff. I have it all stacked on a shelf here. If you watched a recent video for my 3DO pickup, you've seen that. There's my Final Fantasy II Nintendo Power, and hiding behind it is Tekken Hybrid in box. I haven't opened it. My top loader, PSP, my gold edition from that box, 3DS XL, my Wii U game collection, PS4 games, and of course my Super Mario Brothers limited edition for Wii. I actually got that on the day of release. I was in New York, and I got that at the Nintendo store in New York, so that's the first release of it, not the re-release. Alright, next come down here, we got a Atari 7800, which the focus is not working here. Oh, there it is. Maybe. And then an Atari Flashback, and this is my TurboGrafx 16. See if I can get some light on this real quick. There we go. Phone gets some light. So that's much better actually. I should have done that the whole time. There's my Super Advantage controller and some books. Game of Thrones, Watchmen, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Grendel Omnibus, which is awesome. And there's some PS3 games and Wii games down there. I've got a whole shelf of... This is all games for the most part that I haven't played, which is embarrassing. But I don't have a lot of time, and I got too many kids that want to watch me play, and I can't play violent video games. So Nintendo is very useful because there are hardly any violent ones on it, of course. There's a power pad in box. That would have come with a set. There's a box of plug-and-plays and things like that. There's a Power Joy in there, which is a really cool, actually, pirate system. There's some 7800 stuff right there. And then over here, this box, which preview of my next video again. This box is actually full of controllers and things like that. It's one of those like table boxes. You just open it up. So, last but not least is some really cool New 52 comic books that I have on the wall. I found some frames to frame them up, so that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, and there's me with Pete Rose. Met him in Vegas. Shocker, I know. So that's my room tour. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. If you like it, obviously share it with your friends. Like, comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And have a happy Thanksgiving.